I'm Don Miller. I'm here today as we're harvesting the wheat crop that we grew for the Canadian Foodgrains Bank over on 19th Avenue between 48 and McCowan Road. I farmed here all my life. Started when I was 16 with my dad. And I rented some land up on 19th Avenue. It was started out with 8 acres. I worked that for, I guess, over 30 years and grew crops, corn, beans, wheat, and hay. I was in the dairy business, milked cows for 45 years. Canadian Foodgrains project was started out in Calgary close to 25 years ago, and it was a Christian response to hunger. And they would get farmers to donate some land, grow crops on it, and then donate the crop to the Foodgrains Bank. I got interested in it through Terry O'Connor, who started it here in York County. So I decided to use this land that we'd been working for the Canadian Foodgrains Bank. And we grow wheat and corn, soybeans, but we don't ship the actual grain over to the countries. It costs too much to ship it. So what we do, we sell it here and send the money over there. And over there, there's always somebody that looks after this money. And it goes to any country that has a problem. They have a drought or a flood or whatever, but it isn't always used for food either. They've started a few years ago. They have people over there who are helping the people to learn how to grow food and look after themselves, and also how to get water. And it's got now that a lot of these families are growing their own food, and even some of them are getting enough that they can sell some of the food and raise some money to help their own families. The federal government has been very generous, and they're matching any donation 4-to-1. As long as the federal government keeps doing that, we'll be fine. On top of that, our administration cost was 7 cents on the 100. So every 93 cents of every dollar that we raise gets to help those people. So altogether, right now, we're looking after 16 acres. And I started out with 8 acres. The one property bought it, and he saw the sign that we had and asked me what that was, and I told him. So he wanted to donate that. What I do, I pay $100, and I send that right to Canadian Foodgrains Bank, and they send him a receipt for the $100 so that he gets credit and he's part of the program. We don't pay him any rent. He's happy that we're using that land to raise the money. And also the first people I rented from down St. Catharines, he died a couple years ago when he was 95, and his daughter phoned me and said, just keep on doing it, because my dad appreciated what we were doing with that land. After a few years, probably 15 years if I think about it, Lemonville United Church, where we attend, became interested in the food grains. They heard about it. When Wanda Stride was there, the student minister, she became interested. Even one Sunday they come down and blessed the crop after we got it planted. They've supported me. Every year they've given me a check, but so far I've always been able to have no input costs thanks to the ag community and some of the dealerships. The checks that have come from the church I have been able to send right to Canadian Foodgrains Bank. Usually we plow the field in the fall, and then in the spring, depending whether if we're planting wheat, it has to go in the fall. We work it and plant it then, but normally we're growing beans or corn. We plow it in the fall, and then in the spring we have to go in and we cultivate it, and then we plant it, and I usually pack it down. And then when the crop comes, depending what's growing, we have to get the fertilizer on. Wheat, we have to spray nitrogen on. Each crop's a little bit different, but it's cultivating a couple times, packing, planting, and then doing some spraying, whether it's weeds or whether it's bugs. Comes harvest time, combine, like we're doing today, we have to combine the crop, and then we do some, usually afterwards you have to go over the field with the disc or cultivator to work the field up. Sometimes we plow it in the fall, get it ready, and with the wheat we plant it, we put the fertilizer on in the fall. That's fall wheat. That's what we did last fall, and now that's what we're harvesting today. I used to cultivate, I used to plow it, I'd do some planting, and there was a couple that could help me, but I have had so much support from the ag community. Research Seed and Grain have always donated the seed. All I have to do is phone and ask them, and they just ask me how much. And also St. Lawrence Seed and Grain, they will ask me how much fertilizer I need, depending on the crop. And they will bring a trailer over with a load of fertilizer, and I go over and spread it. They donate that. Over the years, I've had quite a few other people help me. Murray Empringham has helped. There's not that many around here anymore. And they're like me, their age has caught up to them, and they can't do it all. I have two people, Paul Bradley and Grant Stone Farms, who are working my farm at the present time. The last few years, most of the work has fallen on them. I want to thank Lemonville United Church for the support they've given me. They've always given me a check every fall, been really supportive, and I appreciate that. And they gave it to me if I needed it for input costs, but I haven't had to do that. So every dollar they give me is $5. If they give me $500, it's $2,500 that goes to help people that are a lot worse off to do that. And I appreciate that.